Eminem just dropped a wildly inappropriate diss track about Candace Owens in his new album that came out yesterday, and Candace Owens is absolutely disgusted by what he said about her. So we're going to be taking a look at her reaction to what he said about her and how she absolutely destroys him in this response video. So let's go ahead and check this out. He very obviously is not a fan of Candace Owens whatsoever.
And Candace O, I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact BITCH forgot she was black at her. Oh, laugh at her like them crackers she's backing after her back is turned in a cute MAGA hat with her brand new White Lives Matter shirt. Haha, nope. Or say this MAGA dirtbag in a skirt just opened the biggest can of worms on the whole planet Earth. Call her Grand Wizard, yeah, Candace, haha, or Grand Dragon, or like the national anthem, I won't stand for the tramp. Why? But I can diss her, because my plans are to get in her pants, and I'll blow my chance if I answer back to her. Oh, but I can't diss her because his plans are to get in my pants. Ew, you disgust me. Okay, a lot going on here. I think first and foremost, I just would like to again remind people that he is in fact a struggling internally gay man. And so there's a lot happening with Eminem, and we should pray for him. On the second point.
That's, maybe I'm just missing it, but what is she like basing this like weird retort on? Like, is there something that she's actually basing that on, or is she just like saying that because she thinks that that's like some sort of own on Eminem? I don't know. I genuinely do not know.
The way that we know that is because he's actually recycling things that black women have said about me on the internet. Like, he's pretending this is original, calling me Candace. It's not. This is
very true. She is called that all the time by leftist weirdos. I don't take a lot of this super seriously, what Eminem does here, because this is just what rappers do. They drop diss tracks on people all the time. It's nothing that I take super seriously.
By the way, there's a second song he also dropped. This one's called Bad One, and the lyrics are this about me. Yeah, this whole subgenre with all these corny white rappers, I'm not a fan of it. It ain't my fault, but like sock puppets, I had a hand in it. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race, because I have abandoned it. Oh.
The fact that he mentions Candace Owens in 2 songs really shows that she is completely living rent-free in his head, which is hilarious.
Oh my, so cool. That's a tough one. That's so tough. The black community is going to be going crazy. Not. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Actually, I'm doing this because I want to help him go viral, because this is sad. This is very sad. I want you to feel sad for Eminem, because this is just not the way for someone's career to go down the drain. And I want us all to do our part to help make Eminem relevant again, at the very least, and he can be relevant just by me speaking about him. He understands that. By the way, I did TMZ earlier, and they were asking me, like, you know, in part, though, aren't you honored that someone who's recognized as the greatest white rapper of all time is dedicating all of his time to you? And I said no, because it would have meant something if he was at his prime. As an example, Dave Chappelle, he made a really, honestly, it was kind of a hideous joke about me. I didn't think the joke itself was funny, but I did appreciate the fact that Dave Chappelle, who is the most famous comedian in the entire world at the peak of his career, was mentioning me on stage. Like when he was very sad about George Floyd and he did this whole skit and he said some awful things about me, I did have that moment where I went, wow, Dave Chappelle knows who I am. This is not that with Eminem. He is not at the peak of his career. He's at the end of it. His career should have ended like 15 years ago, and he keeps going. And so this is not a rapper.
Especially seeing just how woke Eminem has gone over the past few years, it shows that like the TDS has completely infected his brain, and he's just not the same guy anymore. And we've seen this happen with so many celebrities where they just get completely just destroyed mentally by TDS, and then they're just not the same person. They just don't have that same spark or that same talent anymore. It's wild stuff.
That's at the top. He's actually doing he's going through a strategy that a lot of new rappers do, where they find out who is the big rapper and they start a beef, right? He's like, oh, nobody knows who I am, so I'm just going to start a beef with Candace Owens, and he's just fading out of the American mindset entirely. So this is what he's come up with. And I want to say,
he should have started a beef with the greatest rapper of 2023 with Ben Shapiro. That was last year that song came out that he did, right? with Tom McDonald.
And one of those people that they're not going to listen to is you, Eminem, because you're just so irrelevant. Your music isn't good anymore. And like I said, you're the one that's actually cosplaying a race that you aren't. You're desperate for Black Americans to pick up your tracks because you abandoned the audience of a lot of people who were listening to your music. I'm a trailer park kid, and then what did you do? You dunked on kids from the trailer park. You dunked on actually an entire middle class of white people who loved your music. You dunked on people in the country. For what reason? For what reason other than you misread the room? And the reason that you misread the room, rather, is because what's actually happened to Eminem is he's an out-of-touch elitist. He is. This is what happens. He is now a lefty elitist. He belongs on a campaign trail with Hillary Clinton when she runs for the third or fourth time. That's what he should be doing because he's pretending to know anything about what's going on.
So anyway, what she says there is absolutely fantastic, and I agree with a lot of the points that she makes there. It's still a little bit weird, the whole like in the closet still type of stuff at the beginning, but all of that aside, it's absolutely amazing to see this response. And I think, to be honest, okay, this is me just being completely serious here. I think that Candace Owens should respond with her own diss track, okay? I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's make it happen. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.